Raman Yadav. He says, is it important to add problem in a neutral form and write a simple story? No, we are not looking for Salim Javed kind of mystery stories. But yes, you have to have a problem in the story. You see, how many movies you've seen where there is no villain? I can remember of one movie as Hum Saath Saath Hain, Salman Khan. So it's a happy family. Those of you who've seen, it's a happy family, continues to be happy family and finishes at a happy family note. There is no villain in that movie. But how many such movies can you recollect? Hardly any. Villain has to be there. Villain can be a person, circumstances, right? But it has to be there. Then only that hero will come out. You can't say, there was a girl, I gave a lift to her and left her in the college and lived happily thereafter. So that's no story. Broadly speaking, if I make a movie on the story that you've written and put it in the PVR next to your house, will you spend 250, 300 rupees and see that movie? If you are doubtful or you will not go and see that movie, then it's a flop. Okay? So there has to be a challenge. There has to be a person who resolves the challenge and then he moves up. Unless it is a situational story, like there is an accident scene, then obviously you have to handle that particular accident. So that's a different issue. Otherwise, there has to be a challenge. How to create stories by Aditya, we've just covered it. Okay, one point I must add, Aditya. Remember the various social themes which are existing in our country today. And these social themes, what are the social themes? Today, of course, every TV channel is Corona, Corona, Corona. And otherwise, you have child labor, you have adult education, female feticide, farmers committing suicide, floods, drought, corruption, environment, pollution. Whole lot of social themes are existing, right? So remember these social themes, because if your story is made around a social theme, it makes more sense. But it's not necessary that you have to, unnecessarily put that social theme in your story. So if genuinely you can make a story around it, go ahead and do it. Okay, it will make a better sense. For example, there is a movie, Dhamal. Now there is no storyline. It's just a Dhamal, right? So, but you've seen Lage Raho Munna Bhai. Now it's a comedy again, but it is based on Gandhi philosophy also. So it's a comedy, but at the same time it professes Gandhian philosophy. So it's got a more recall value. It's much better comedy than Dhamal movie. So that's exactly what I'm trying to say, that if you can make a story around a theme, it's a better thing, good thing. But if you can't, then obviously make a story without a theme. Okay, let's move on. Pruthi Raj has asked how your poor performance in academics play a role in SSB. That I have already covered. How to crack first stage. Okay. Now, most of it we've covered, but let me go over it once again. In the first stage, what do you have? You have your IQ rating test, that is your verbal and non-verbal test, and there are no negative markings there. And mostly people do well there. I mean, that's not much of a problem for most of the candidates. Then you have your PPDT. In PPDT, we covered those points that you need to remember in writing the story. So remember that and do participate in the discussion. Okay. Because if you do not participate in the discussion, sure shot you'll be left out. Because as assessors, we do not have any meter to find out what is there in your mind. Unless you speak, I can't find out what's there in your mind. So do participate in the discussion. What kind of technical questions we should be prepared? Yeah, this is a good question asked by Yashwant Virat. Okay, Yashwant, you see, they will vary from candidate to candidate and from service to service. Now, suppose you're going for naval entry, okay, and candidate is not aware of what is Archimedes principle. the entire fleet of ships, how does it move? Archimedes principle. What is sonar? Right. So if such things are also not known, and you say you want to join Navy, that means you've not taken enough interest to find out about it. Okay. Similarly, person going for Air Force and you don't know what Bernoulli theorem is, or you're going for Army, you are not aware the latest equipment that Army is buying, what is the rank structure of these Army, Navy, Air Force, or you've done your computer electronics, computers you've done, and you don't know what is say what is CDMA and GSM, what is the difference, which technology is better. So you should be aware of these small very basic things. Remember that interviewing officer sitting there may not be a technical graduate, but having done so many interviews with so much of experience, he will be clear in basics. You people only teach us, but different candidates will come. He'll keep asking the questions, and you will inform that. You will give the answers. So naturally, he will verify those answers, and then that becomes his knowledge base. Okay. So remember those. Brush up your basics, very basics. Any project that you have done, you must be very, very clear about it. Okay. Let's move. Rambo, we've already answered your question of 18-time repeater. Make a video. Abhijay is saying make a video on lecturate preparation. Okay, I will remember that. What do the assessors see in SSB? Now this is asking about the entire SSB process. So what I'm thinking is I'll make maybe a series of small videos covering all the three techniques, that is SSB, GTO and Psych. So I'll be starting it soon. So keep following, but it will not be possible for me to answer the entire thing here. But let me assure you, the Army is looking for an average, above average person who's got all-round developed personality. When I say all-round developed personality, that means he's done reasonably well in academics. He's participated in sports and games. He's participated in extracurricular, co-curricular activities. Basically an active person, not only a bookworm. Okay. Rambo says, sometimes I find hard to get screened in. That I have already explained, Rambo. You can contact me separately and we can possibly go over it, how to improve that. Then we have the gentleman cadet. He says, sir, I currently passed 12th commerce and as well as I appear for NDA, but now what should I choose, BBA or BCom? If you really ask me, I would prefer BCom over BBA because BBA limits your options. Always remember NDA, CDS and all other competitive exams. There is a bit of, there is a lot of hard work which is involved, but there is a bit of chance and luck also. So if that works out, nothing like it. If that does not work out, then you should be prepared for an alternate career. That's what Army teaches you too, that you should always have a plan B available. So for that plan B, I recommend that you should go in for BCom. That's my personal, opinion. Shashank Snehi is saying that he got screened out in first attempt. Will they treat me fresher or a repeater in second attempt? As far as screening is concerned, you'll be treated as a repeater. But when you go for an interview and the interviewing officer knows that you got screened out, then he may not treat you as a repeater. The difference is basically, we have a set pattern to ask you questions about the interview. If you've already appeared for the interview, then I do not want to have the same set sequence and give you that advantage of knowing the questions or the sequence of questions. So then you will find interviewing officer will jumble that up, ask something first, something later, and you will, not find that sequence that you got for the first time. So that's the only difference. Otherwise, interview he has to conduct, he has to complete the interview. So there is no other difference there. Okay. Dhokla Mafia. Okay, sir, when interviewer asks about weaknesses, is it good to mention weaknesses which is directly related to my character? You see, most of the candidates mention that my handwriting is bad, my communication skill is off or something. Those are really speaking not those weak areas that we are looking for. Weak areas in personality can be, being a bit lazy, losing temper, or being a little stingy. And there is nothing wrong when you make a mention of a weak area and then you say that you are trying to improve on it, right? You can always make it mild. I don't say that you put your weak areas on the platter and give it to the interviewing officer. Don't make his job easier. Let him do his job his way. You can always say, I'm lazy at times, or I lose temper at times. Those, you can always make it a little lighter. But you must be having a plan what you're doing to improve on it. For example, if you say I lose temper at times, then you must say that now I do not react immediately. I count till 20 or maybe have a glass of water, and by then the fit of anger is gone. So my losing temper has reduced. So that means your friend told you that you lose temper. You accepted that, and then you are giving an action plan as to what you are doing. And with the result, your losing temper has gone down. So this complete cycle has to be completed in every weak area that you mentioned. Okay, guys, last 6-7 minutes. If candidate sitting beside me is shivering, should I do anything to make him normal? I wonder what exactly can you do to make him normal? And you'll be sitting together maybe in a group discussion or while there is a turn for lecturates. So I think he'll have to fend for himself. But yes, if by, kind of your word helps him, by all means, you can always do that. Please, Rocky Adamant, he's asking, please tell NDA SSB, is it hard or simple? We have already covered that NDA SSB is the simplest one or the easiest one out of all. Is there any value of my certificate? I won bronze medal on national level. Will it help me in SSB? Obviously, when you say that you're a national player, to start with, that credit goes to you. But having said that you are a national player, then you should be able to support your journey, how you reach there effectively. You should be able to encash it effectively. Obviously, you make some achievement, so interviewing officer will definitely give you credit for that. Johnson Jacob, what are the chances of getting selected after having rejected out from medicals for a candidate? Now it depends. Your medicals rejection was permanent or temporary. There are certain ailments for which a permanent rejection is there. So there is no point, you will never be recommended again because it's a permanent rejection. It will be endorsed. But there are certain, ailments which are not permanent, which are temporary rejections. For example, wax in the ear, or you are overweight or underweight. Then you will be given certain time in which you are supposed to remove that ailment and report again to the military hospital. And based on your fitness, you will be either recommended or you're not recommended. Okay. And then there are certain ailments like say heart murmuring or some other ailment where you've been temporarily rejected, but you're given a chance to appeal. So when you appeal, a different board goes over the entire thing once again, and in a very fair manner, they either recommend you or they either not recommend you. So that way the system is very fair. So, but if you're permanently rejected, then afraid, you will not be selected. Sir, do English matter in SSB a lot? Pranshu has asked. Now, for this, I have already put up a video in the YouTube as well as on the Instagram. Go over that. Remember, language is only means of communication. If we wanted only English-speaking candidates, we could have gone to a convent school and said all these candidates will be made officers. But that's not the case. We are looking for candidates with certain qualities, certain criteria, and language is the last of them. Okay, because language can be learned. Our mother spoke to us in our mother tongue, that's why we are fluent in mother tongue. Had she spoken to us in English, we would have been fluent in English language. So that's not an issue. Don't let that affect you. Go over that video and follow what I have recommended there, so that we can save some time for another question or two. Sir, in SD, if a person is studying, coaching, and also working, what he need to? If you are working, then obviously you have to write that you are, employed, and you should give employer's opinion. This was asked by Yash. Okay. The question asked is by Frank, is SSB Allahabad, is it a rejection center? On this, I have already put up a video. I would recommend you guys to go over and see the video. Guidelines for JAG entry scheme. Darshu has asked this. JAG entry, as I said, it's for the law graduates, and SSB and everything else remains same. There is no written examination for JAG people. It's only the cutoff, and based on number of vacancies, people are called for the interview. Okay, Ritesh Dabodia, he's asked his eyesight is -3. Is he eligible for army? Now, army takes people with eyesight of 6/9, up to 6/9. So 6/6 is supposed to be your perfect eyesight, and up to 3 is allowed. So if it's -3, I don't see any reason. You are allowed. You can always appear and apply. So, gentlemen, I think we've covered almost all the questions, and time is also up. I hope you got some answers to your queries. We will try and organize these sessions maybe more frequently, and keep watching on Instagram as well as on YouTube. Okay, and I am grateful your love and affection on Instagram and YouTube. You've really taken the following to almost 2,000 on Instagram in just a couple of days, I must say, and YouTube is already almost 500. So I would recommend join YouTube. Most of you have not joined YouTube, because YouTube, the videos are uploaded earlier, so you will get to see them fast. Okay. I hope it was a nice interaction. I really enjoyed. I hope it helped you. Do give your feedback on Instagram and the YouTube. Thank you very much. And thank you, Suman, for organizing this. Thank you.
तुमको ये जानना भी है कि ये क्यों लिखा गया है, तुम मुझसे बात नहीं करना चाहती है, तो फिर क्या फायदा? किसी को और पता है नहीं, किसी को इसके बारे में कोई पता है नहीं।